is an indefinite article. In your language, any spirit. And this is an axiomatic truth. You don't have to prove it to the atheist, the agnostic, the Hindu, the Jew, the Muslim. Universally, we say spirit has no flesh and bones. If you got flesh and bones, you're not a spirit. No convincing required. Why does he go out of his way to tell them so? Because they're thinking that he is. So he said, the spirit has no flesh and bones, as you see me have. And they felt him. And they believed not for joy, meaning that they were overjoyed and wondered, what happened, man? We thought the man was dead and buried. To assure them further that they are wrong in their understanding, he said, أَإِنَّكُمْ هَاهُنَا طَعَامٌ. Have you got here anything to eat? فَنَاوَلُوهُ جُزْءًا مِّن سَمَكٍ وَشَيْءٍ مِّن شَهَدِ عَسَلٍ فَأَخَذَ وَأَكَلَ قُدَّامَهُ. And they gave him a piece of broiled fish and a honeycomb, and he took it and he ate in the very sight. To prove what? There is a ghost, there is spook, his spirit is resurrected. No, I'm the same fellow man. Damn fools, what are you afraid of me for? Handle me and see. And look at the post-crucifixion events. He is ever in disguise, ever in disguise. His own disciples can't recognize him on the way to Emmaus. Ever in disguise. He never went to the temple of Jerusalem. He never went and showed them and said, look, here I am. He gave a sign to the Jews, the sign of Jonah, that I will be like Jonah, and I'm reasoning with the people. What was the sign of Jonah? Look, it's another topic. I dealt with it last night with Professor Douglas. Get the videotape, and I deal with this more extensively. Or get this book, absolutely free. Crucifixion or Crucifixion. Sounds the same, but it is not. Have a look. Crucifixion, the first fiction is F-I-X-I-O-N. To fix up a person on the cross and kill him. That's crucifixion. The second is Cruci, F-I-C-T-I-O-N, fiction. Means a fairy tale. The Quran says, Illatiba zan, the only following conjecture, guesswork, fiction. And I prove it to you from the Bible. I give 30 different reasons from the Bible that Jesus Christ was neither killed nor crucified. You must be big enough, men enough to read it, women enough to read it, and then come back to me. And I tell you in your own language, as if somebody has made zombies out of you. You read something, and you're understanding something else. You read there again and again. Acts chapter 1 verse 3. It says, and he gave many convincing proofs, Jesus, many convincing proofs that he was alive. A-L-I-V-E, alive. That's the word there. He was alive. Mary Magdalene, after her experience with Jesus, she returned and told the others that he is alive. A-L-I-V-E, alive, and they believe not. The two from Emmaus returned to that upper room, telling the others that he is alive, and they believe not. These 8 or 10 telling Thomas, he wasn't there at the first meeting, he said, look, Jesus is alive, and he believed not. By God, I don't know what you're reading. In English, A-L-I-V, alive, A-L-I-V, alive, not resurrect, not resurrected, not alive, 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 alive. And you say resurrected, resurrected, resurrected. You concoct a word which is not there, and then you thumbsuck it. And then you want the whole world to thumbsuck it as well. I say, there's something wrong. Somebody has made zombies out of you in your own mother tongue. Come, talk to me. Bring your Jerry Falwells and your Pat Robertsons and who else is there? Billy Graham and our brother Jimmy Swaggart. Bring them, arrange 4 meetings in the United States on topics like, is the Bible God's word? Was Christ crucified? Is Jesus God? And I am prepared to pay any one of these $10,000 per performance, just 1 hour. In Madison Square Garden, I give you 10,000. And I will organize the meeting. We need 4 meetings like that in the United States. Let the country know, these 240 million people, that look, you are being led by the nose by somebody, and that somebody is not God.
Thank you very much. I'm going to read a couple of the questions, the written questions. The first question, or actually a lot of comments, comes from Father William Carr, who says, thank you for pointing out many things that I teach in my class, what Catholics believe. He says, to be brief, we do not believe that the English Bible or any other translation is inspired by God, but only the original, in the original languages. And then he goes on to say, thank you for showing the church comes before the Bible, and that the teaching of Trinity was taught by the church, and then that interpretation was put into 1 John. And I guess the question is, I guess he wants your comments on this idea.
It's not a comment, it's calls for another lecture. You see, so many things, so many points have been raised. If you start dealing with that, you won't be able to touch anything else. Therefore, you see, this was a more manly approach. You say, look, this is my question, what have you to say? Is the church. Now, if the church is telling you what to believe, so you have a preconceived notion. Long before you start now, this is what the church says. So you read into the book what is not there. Jesus said, seeing they see not, hearing they hear not, neither do they understand. This is it. The situation. You are already programmed to see certain things. You're reading into the book something that is not there. The only ways you come out with it is, look, he said, I am. What? What do you say now? He said, I and my Father are one. What do you say to that? He said, I am the way, the truth. What do you say to that? That is a better way. Then you write your small thesis, and now I have to answer that. It calls for another lecture, and I think at this age it is a bit too much for me. Please forgive me for that.
The next question, I'm sorry I can't read all of the questions. It says, do you have a spirit